Welcome back to Uproar.pro. We're talking about mobile apps today. Mobile apps. And you can get me, I'm the coach. Look, I'm all dressed up. And you can get me on my cell phone at area code 805-358-6090. Love to talk to you about a mobile app. We're talking about how to make money selling custom apps and internal apps. And we just left off talking about where to fish. What ponds would you fish in to go after custom apps? Well, I said trade shows number 1, associations number 2. What do you think number 3 is? Number 3 is merchants with multiple locations. So if somebody has, look, I'm going to see the CW Hardwood. They've got, I see their trucks, they're numbered 80, 90. They've got over 100 trucks. If you've got multiple locations, guess what? You have a database, you have a customer base, and here's the other thing you have. You have communication issues. If you've got drivers, if you've got staff, if you've got retail stores, you got problems all over the world. You got communication issues. This is where the internal app. Every single business that I've talked to is interested. Not one single CEO said, Coach, I'm not interested. Everybody, any CEO that's intelligent is going to be interested in creating a vehicle, a business tool, and I use business tool quite a bit in my conversations because a mobile app is a business tool. And for the company that has multiple locations and hundreds of employees, what a great tool to use as a vehicle to stay in touch with their people. And obviously we can build in all the GPS stuff. So if you want to know where a certain vehicle is, obviously now with GPS we can put that on the mobile app. All these internal mobile apps are password protected. And obviously you would have your employees sign documents. How much is an internal app going to cost? I don't talk about money until I get with the designer. I don't talk about money until I've really gotten the information from the decision makers and the management team as to what they want to accomplish with the app. So I'm talking to a big insurance company. I've been talking to them for several months. And I said to somebody the other night, I'm talking to a lot of people. It doesn't make any difference how many people say, Coach, I'll get back to you, see us in 2 weeks. I know Howard's working on a big deal. The person that he was supposed to meet with had to take a personal vacation for 2 or 3 weeks. Hey, this is what happens in business. So that's why prospecting, when I talk about prospecting next week and how to prospect and why prospecting is the most important thing you'll ever do in your life. If you want to make money, you come to the right place. If you want to make money, you come to the right place because I will encourage you to become a great prospector. Not a great salesperson, but a great prospector. It's the great prospectors that make all the money in sales, believe me. If you happen to be a good salesperson like Howard and Mike, that's a blessing. I'm a great prospector, and just by statistics alone, I win. Because I'm always talking to enough people, and they know that I'm never putting any pressure on them. So I just muddle along. I'm you know, the tortoise and the hare story, I'm the tortoise. I just keep moving along. I'm taller than the tortoise, but I'm the tortoise. Tortoise have those short little legs. Look at my legs. Look at those legs. Those are great legs. All right, so multiple locations. Clearly, number 3 on my list of where I would be fishing. So you contact the CEO. This is Ron Tunick. I'm a mobile app developer right here. I noticed all your trucks running around town. I think I have a great idea to share with you about a mobile app for your business that will help you do a better job of communicating with your own employees. I'd like to come out next week. Any chance I can come out next week? Any chance? Those are the 2 words that are miracle worker words. Those 2 words never let me down. You know why? Any chance never lets me down because 99% of most people are nice people, aren't they? They are. And if you ask the right question people actually want to help you. And when you say any chance, that's a bridge terminology that says to somebody, you know what? Let me help this. Let me help this guy. He seems like a nice guy. So now you get out there and you ask the questions on the internal app. Tell me how you're currently communicating with your drivers. Tell me how you're currently communicating with your staff. How do you communicate the order? Who takes the order? And of course, we're going to have the credit card processing system in the app, so that'll be one of the questions. Do you take credit cards? How do you take credit cards? How do you take payment? How do you follow up with your customer? How do you incentivize your customer? How do you communicate with your customer? Do you use social media? How do you manage your energy costs now? How do you do that? So there's all these things that we can put into a mobile app. Look, almost everything that goes into an office we can put into a mobile app. And this goes back to the customization of the app, because now we have to tie into maybe some software systems that he has. And I know in my own industry that a lot of these software providers will charge you a fee. So that would be built into the app, a usage fee or a service fee. The question comes up all the time, what is the app going to cost? And I say, I don't know. They'll always ask, is there any other fees? Yes, there's a service fee. What is that going to be? The service fee is based on our customer service. It's based on how many changes you anticipate, or what is the usage of your app going to be. With our platform system, you'll be able to make changes to your own app. What do you expect in terms of changes? Do you think you'll be communicating every day, every week, once a month? I need to ask those questions. So there's a lot more questions in the internal app. I also want to get the management team involved, because over the years, even in my own business, sometimes somebody else will kill the deal. So I want to meet all the decision makers. So one of the first questions I ask is, are you the decision maker? Are you the person that's going to make the decision on the mobile app? I'm not afraid to ask that question. I need to know who the decision maker is. And sometimes they say, a lot of these bigger companies now will make decisions on committee. They have a management committee. My own company, I don't make all the decisions. In fact, I don't make any decisions. It's a management committee in my own company that makes the decisions. In fact, they don't even want me around half the time. But that's my company. So find out who the decision maker is, because a lot of times, sometimes somebody, one of the VPs might kill the deal, or a VP will say, let's bid this out. That's happened. Let's bid it out. I was talking to somebody this morning about it. And here's what other companies do. This has happened to me too. Other companies will bring in a consultant. I think, Howard, weren't you and I on a call, and the guy said to us, well, we have a consulting company we use for stuff like this. We want to check with our consultant.
Yeah, they did, Coach. They had some outside people they wanted to get in touch with and get them into the decision process. Yes, they did.
This happens. If you're going to spend $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, there's no question that sometimes they'll use an outside consultant. Sometimes they go to their web builder. This is a challenge too. If they have a web builder that they like, this has come up actually, I would say 25% of the time. They'll say, the CEO will look over to one of his associates and say, well, doesn't Joe build mobile apps? And that's something you might want to find out right sometime in the contact. After you make that first call, you might say to the CEO, do you like your web builder? You might get that right out of the way. Do you like your website? Do you like your web builder? Are you in communication with your web builder? Of course, that's a big part of every app. What do you like about your website, even on custom apps or internal apps? A lot of companies, Howard came out of the Hilton hotel chain. Howard, talk for a minute about your internal app. It's a big deal, isn't it, at your ex-company?
Yeah, we're really trying to get in there in the hotel world and show them how a mobile app can help them drive sales, help them communicate with their customers, help them communicate with their employees, how to really get their marketing message out to their customers and their guests. Also, how to be used by their sales team as an internal function to go out when they're showing the hotel off-site. How do they show it? They're going to be able to take their smartphone, their iPad, and they're going to be able to give the client a tour of the hotel using the app. And then they're going to help the client download that to their own phone so that when they leave, the client now has that app as a piece of real estate right on their smartphone screen, which is pretty powerful. So it's going to really kind of change how and give them some extra tools they didn't have that'll give them an advantage to be able to market and sell their property in a new way that'll be very interesting, exciting to their customers.